Shana Tova, friends.
Shana Tova.
I love Rosh Hashanah customs, most especially because, with the exception of the shofar, they're all customs, which makes a lot of space for creativity, for innovation, for color, and for a little bit of fun. There's a custom that I'm especially interested in this year, and it's the custom of eating a new fruit on the second night of Rosh Hashanah. Now that's different from eating special foods. Those I've had a lot of fun with the last few years. That's different from those. Special foods are eaten on the first night, and they can be eaten on the second night too. But this is something else. The custom of a new fruit. Now, why is this custom done? Because of a discrepancy, a little discussion, a little dispute, or a dilemma, if you will, in Jewish law. There is an unresolved question in the early authorities regarding Rosh Hashanah. Is Rosh Hashanah 2 separate days, or is it one long single day? It's a mystery. And the question is relevant when we make Kiddush and light candles on the second night. For a new holiday, we recite the Shehechianu. That's the blessing, we think likely written for Rosh Hashanah, which thanks God for allowing us to reach this important occasion. For so many reasons, we might say a Shehechianu. But if the second day of Rosh Hashanah is just a continuation of the first day, we wouldn't say the blessing. But in case we would err and not say a blessing over something that really we were intended to make a blessing over, and that alone is a question unto itself, but to resolve this question that did come up many, many centuries ago, it became proper to buy a new fruit or a new suit or a dress, but that, God willing, will be for next year's Drash, to buy a new fruit for the holiday, and the fruit is saved till the second night of Rosh Hashanah. So the new fruit warrants the blessing of Shehechianu, the praise of living to the festive occasion. The fruit ideally would be placed in a central location on the dining room table before the candles are lit and Kiddush is made, and then you can say Shehechianu with a very clear conscience. But what constitutes new fruit, you might ask? Well, there too, we have a little discrepancy. Pick the one that you like, but I am going to be very partial to the latter explanation. First explanation is that a new fruit is simply a new fruit, something you haven't had this year, something that's recently ripened, or something is just coming into season. But in other families and other communities, a new fruit is intended to be something you have actually never tried before. There's a little list, although the list is endless, and among them are fruits that I needed to look up, things like longans, rambutans, lychees, I do know that one, star fruit, of course, dragon fruit, horned melons, gooseberries, all sorts of new and exotic, perhaps, and beautiful fruits, to name just a few. Think about it. This is the birthday of creation. And what better way to say thank you to the Eternal for the incredible variety and abundance in creation than by reaching out and taking something beautiful and new to taste. So that's one wonderful reason for trying a new fruit. But what do we take from this custom, in addition to the beauty of giving thanks, deep gratitude for the immense variety of created fruits and so much more? I think there's something else. But before I get to that something else, I want to assure you that I'm going to follow this custom with joy this year, We have a kind of apple that Mom and I have not had this year, so that's kind of our new seasonal fruit. Despite this looking like a cantaloupe, we are told it is something else, and we are just going to have to trust what's inside. I'll let you know. And this extraordinary, phenomenal-looking dragon fruit, that I have never tried before. So we are going to say a Shehechianu tomorrow evening and have our new fruits. But there's something else about fruit like this. By starting the year with something new, it means we've already stepped out of our comfort zone. It's a confidence builder. Trying new stuff sometimes isn't easy, right? Routine, familiarity, discipline, reliability, those are really positive things. And a fear of the unknown is understandable, and it's often a pretty strong survival instinct. Apparently, human beings generally fear an unknown outcome more than we do a known bad one. The psychologist Dr. Alex Lickerman asks us to think of a time that we might have voluntarily or involuntarily tried something new that turned out great. Because opening our minds to something new is often frightening because by definition it's unfamiliar, and that rings the alarm bell. Danger, potentially unsafe. But most of the things we fear don't actually come to pass. And make sure you buy your exotic fruit from a reputable salesperson. But what's even more than that, we're really often unable to anticipate the good things that do occur as a result of trying something new. As 5784 dawns, let's remember a few things. Trying something new, like a dragon fruit, requires courage. And needing to summon courage is itself a benefit. But it's contagious. Courage can engulf everything in its path for the better. How wonderful it would be to start the new year by opening a flood of courage and getting carried on its waves to destinations of unexpected benefit. Trying something new, of course, opens the possibility for you to enjoy something new. Entire careers, life paths are carved out by people dipping toes into small ponds and suddenly discovering a love for something that they had no idea would capture their imagination. Trying something new keeps us from becoming stagnant. Even the most routine-loving people need to be challenged, and it's not just the new challenges that we're eager to take on that represent the greatest opportunities for growth. It's often the ones that we're not eager to try. But trying something new forces us to grow. We really rarely grow from doing the same thing we've always done, because the growth that enabled us to be able to take it has already occurred. Growth requires that we take a new action first, whether it's adopting a new attitude, a new way of thinking, or literally taking a new action. In a new situation, sometimes we find ourselves there alone, but it can force a beneficial change. A spirit of constant renewal and self-challenge keeps us humble and open to new ideas that very well may be better than the ones we are currently holding dear. But in order to do that, we have to take a leap. The custom of the new fruit invites us to do that very thing. We start the year by saying, I've already stepped out. I've already taken a risk. After all, it's just a fruit. But it's a confidence builder, and we're supposed to go from step to step. Rosh Hashanah can be translated as the start of the change. With something as simple as a brand new fruit to taste, we've already embraced the possible. May the sweet taste of potential lead us into this new year with hope, into a joyous and delicious future. Shana Tova.